Now we're ready. Okay. Crystal, we are live.
We are live, Jevon. Hello, everyone. We're live,
Hello. It took us a while to get here, but we're here now.
but
Okay.
we're excited. We got a whiteboard we're going to play around with
Playing
today.
around with the whiteboard.
Right. So let's see how that works. So, how have you been, Jevon?
I'm good. I'm good, Crystal. Thank you so much. You
That's
know what? Before we get started, I'm going to read your bio.
okay. Sounds good.
I put your bio in a special place so I wouldn't lose it, and of course I forgot where that was. But I'm
That's what
with you.
happens with special places.
Yeah, special places. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, everyone, please welcome my friend and colleague Crystal Mitchell to hang out with us for an hour. She is a business coach and consultant, the CEO of Mitchell Business Solutions, co director of Recycling Black Dollars, co host of the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, a weekly online radio show. She's an instructor at Mount San Antonio Community College, a certified network for teaching entrepreneurship instructor, and a QuickBooks Pro Advisor financial strategist. Hey, Crystal, how are you?
Hello. How are you, Jevon? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It has, at
Yeah, I
least a week
know.
or so. Yeah, we've had holidays and stuff.
Stuff,
People.
stuff, stuff, stuff. I have my biz camp is going on with the kiddos, with the kitties. So
Hey,
I
good,
have
good,
been
good.
super crazy busy
Now I'm
and
gonna judge
juggling.
some of those, right? Some of those.
Are you
Um,
did you sign up?
I did. I signed up to judge I think the business plans. So I'm
Okay,
looking,
cool. So
really
that'll be
looking
on
forward to that.
Friday.
I'm doing something on a Wednesday.
Oh, that's coaching, I think. Is that
Oh,
it? I see you on my calendar. We'll have to talk about that after. I do see you on my calendar, and I wasn't quite sure, but I think you should be earlier because by that time you're on my calendar. It's done. So it must be happening in the morning. And let me confirm with this team where you're supposed to
yeah,
be.
yeah. Somebody's showing up,
Right, righto.
right? Because you know I'm going to talk about it if I show up. Okay, cool beans. So today, um, we're going to talk about how to establish a well-diversified bond portion of the portfolio. And I think I
Okay.
told everybody that the next time, not this time, but the next time, we're going to actually talk about how to choose a particular fund. Maybe we should have done that earlier, but I have a particular method that I like to use. I stole it um, from marketing professionals in my college days, and it
Oh,
doesn't look like exactly what they do, but it is the four P's. We do call it the four P's. So
okay.
same kind of methodology there. So
Okay.
we'll do that later. But today I want to talk about how to choose a bond portfolio. But first, I want to do a quick review because last time we did the how to choose the equity portion of
Mm-hmm.
portfolios, and I went over that pretty quick, trying to do papers and things. And that's when Crystal kindly, and I would say kindly, suggested I get a whiteboard. So here we let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm just going to select this guy here, and then we're going to try and do that. Oh, and
Okay.
it's not working. Let me try it again here. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me try it again.
I think you have to do that little add-on thing over to the side there. See where the plus sign is?
Oh, that this guy?
To the go further over to the left, up underneath, go up. See, you see the little plus in a circle?
Oh, nope, I
No,
don't have that.
really?
Nope, I don't have that.
Oh, can you click onto a pencil?
Well, actually, I've only got the small screen. I think I have the
Oh,
wrong screen up. So let me get the big screen here.
okay.
Well, okay, we'll try this again here. Okay, so we'll grab this guy and we'll go like this. So everybody should remember something like this, which was more of a straight line,
Right.
and something down here like this, and one
Yes.
over this, and we connected them.
Right.
When I was practicing, I had straight lines.
Well, that's okay.
And we had
I think we get the point.
we had this going on. And we did this guy. And we went like this. Okay, so we got 9 cubes. We're going to have 6 bond cubes. We have 9 cubes.
Okay.
And we stood up here. We went like this for growth. And then this for value. And then this for blend. And that stands for the types of equities we have. Remember, growth equities, those are the ones that they grow. You buy them and you sell them, buy them and sell them. So large companies, over 2 billion in assets in the market. Remember what that was? The word for that's capitalization. So it's capitalized at 2 billion and above. So that means all those shareholders have a piece of that. And then we have value, still 2 billion above, but these aren't the very fancy companies. These are the companies that, they're fairly, I don't want to use the word stable. So let me use the word non-risky. They don't tend to go up as high. They don't tend to go down as far. They do tend to give dividends. So
Okay.
whereas growth companies tend to keep their dividends to increase the stock price, they're putting money back into the company. Value companies are the companies that say, hey, we appreciate you believing in us. We're going to give you a benefit or a reward in the case of a dividend. So I'm just going to put 2 bill here for those guys.
Okay.
And then we're going to put, I think it's 500 million here. Let's say, actually, this is 2 bill here. Let's do it like that. 2 bill
Okay.
here. Boom. And we'll call this above 2 bill. My little eraser up there.
No, that's not the eraser. You took there you go. You gotta get rid of your
My ruler.
ruler.
Okay.
There we go.
So we got these guys that are under.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for red for under.
Okay.
It's under. And these
All
guys
right.
are for above. Oh, see, there's that straight line thing. Okay, so we got 2 billion, we got above, we got large company growth, small company growth. Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. That makes things easier. So let's call this large. Bam. And we'll call this small. Damn. That's one of my best S's in a long time.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
It was backwards, man. I put it all on one side. I don't know why I had to do that. We'll go like this. Medium.
Okay, so that's medium. Okay, cool.
So that's our basic chart for how to create a well-diversified equity portion of our portfolio. So when you're looking at your choices, these are the boxes you want to fill. So you say, I need a large cap fund. Yes, you do. There's the large cap fund. I need a value fund. Yes, we do. 50% growth, 50% value. Not a bad way to go. Or 100% here. Then I need a mid-sized fund. And then I need a small cap fund. Some people will say, you know what? I just want to do something in the middle. They'll say that. And so that's when we run into index funds. So these are blends, and typically they have value and growth. So we're going to call it a blend. Oh, man.
Look at you.
Let's see. Okay. Blend. Okay. A blend.
Okay.
A blend.
All right. Okay.
A blend of growth and value, right? I often see these represented as index funds, those funds that follow a particular market index, like the S&P 500 or the Russell 2000 or the mid cap 400. So a blend of value and growth. Nothing wrong with going this way. I think it's a good idea to understand how much value, how much growth you have in your portfolio. Here's the kicker. This is my roommate back there making lots of noise for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what he's doing. Anyway, this is how we get that well diversified portfolio. I was about to say though, when you're looking at this, rarely do we say to you that you have to have this much growth and this much value along with this much blend. It doesn't work down with that. There's a whole lot of choice in here depending upon how volatile you want to be between growth and value. Does that make sense? So we could have, depending on how aggressive you feel you are within your category. So for example, if you have 80% of your portfolio is supposed to be equity and the other 20% is supposed to be fixed income, then you're going to take that equity, divide that in 9 spots,
Okay.
and then go accordingly. Or you could say, you know what, I only want one. What most people don't realize is that 90% of the growth in your portfolio comes from your mix of stocks and bonds, and you need to have both of them in there. And then we just sort of spread things out just to make our lives easy. And that's important because, and it's not reflected here, but because over 90% of the growth, wrong stat. Over 50% of your investment options are outside the country. So along with these 9, let's call them these 6, along with these 6 right here and then right here, we've got to throw in some international ones. And it's good to have I'd say a good 40 to 50% of your assets outside the country. So we've got to do some doubling up when we're making our list.
Okay.
Right. So that is that's equity. That's how that equity works.
Okay.
And any questions about that? Something that makes sense?
No, that makes sense.
Oh.
I do have a question when we get to that, but I think that might not be on this one. Is how do you investing outside of the country? What does that look like? But I think we'll be getting to that, right?
No, not really.
We won't. So then I need to ask my question then.
It's a great question. Thank you for asking. It's an awesome. So you're going to use the same kind of parameters. So if you have investments that are outside the country, I would say be careful that you don't choose investments that are in the country and have outside relationships versus companies that are outside the country. So when I say international companies, what I really mean is foreign companies. So international companies could be large companies here, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully so that
I understand.
Get some. I'm not.
I get it. I get it.
Okay, so truly companies outside the U.S. So they're headquartered in Britain or wherever, or Turkmenistan or something like that.
Right.
Versus companies that are headquartered here and have international relationships, or are headquartered in Britain and have large assets here. Right. So you want to.
So their home base, a foreign country, not being their home base is in the United States. That's their home office.
No, I'm thinking the opposite. So their home base would be outside the U.S.
Yes. Okay.
That's what we mean by international.
Okay.
And some people will say, well, as long as they have relationships outside the U.S., that's good enough for me. I don't really like that. I like them to be totally outside the U.S. Maybe they're headquartered in Pakistan and how did I come up with Pakistan? Maybe they're headquartered in India and they have an office here.
Right.
That's okay. But that's a little bit different than just having a company here that has assets outside the country. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Mm-hmm.
All righty. So that's the equity portion of the portfolio. Now, the fixed income, or what we call bond portion of the portfolio. That's what we're going to go into now. And I'm going to try to get slick and see if I can do that on another whiteboard. So here we go. So be a little bit patient with me. And here we go now. Okay, so we're going to do this. Yay, so that worked. Hey, Crystal. And then we're
Yeah.
going to try it again. So here we go. We're going to share.
I love this whiteboard idea.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And it's not there. Oh, that's not it. That's okay. Let me do this. No. Okay. We're gonna try it again. Okay, so we're gonna cancel that, and we're gonna pull up the whiteboard. So just hang with me for just a moment.
Okay.
The whiteboard. I bet you didn't even know I could do this. I bet you're amazed that I can.
I am just so proud of you. Look at you all tech savvy and stuff. And I didn't even have anything to do with it. I just made the suggestion.
That's true. Well, this is a lot better than me holding up the paper, that's for sure. Okay. All right, now we're going to share the screen, and then we'll do the window here. Okay, so can you see the screen now?
I can.
Okay, I think this will work. You know, we're not side by side like we were before. Oh, there we are.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are.
Okay, so with the bond/fixed income section of a portfolio, we've only got two. Whoops, we've only got two sides. So we're going to go like this. We're going to build our rectangle there, and then we're going to go right smack down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to call that. Isn't that a nice, cute line?
I know. That's all right. It's a little wavy. It's wavy. It's curvy. It's curvy.
Yes. Curvy. Yes, curvy. Curve is good.
Mm-hmm.
Curve is good. So before we go too far, we're going to call this corporate and government.
Okay.
So that's going to let us know we've got two kinds of bonds we're actually dealing with: corporate and government bonds. And as you know, as you might imagine, generally, government bonds are going to be a bit more conservative than corporate bonds. Let's break it up like this. All right, so we have 6 categories. So we'll call this small. We'll call this short.
Okay.
Short is like 1 to 3 years.
Okay.
Short.
Mm-hmm.
There's ultra short, which is, like the tips, we might as well throw those in there too, but short is 1 to 3 years. And then we have what we would consider medium. That would be like 3 to 15 years.
Okay.
I think a better word for this is intermediate. Let me use intermediate instead.
Okay. All right. That's a good word.
Let's use intermediate. And then, of course, down here we have long term. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I have not placed anyone in a long term bond in at least 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Any particular reason why, or just happened that way?
Well, I have a bias against them, and I shouldn't. These are loans like your home mortgage or something like that.
Okay.
They last from 15 to 30 years. I think there's a lot that there's just too much room in there for things to go wonky, and I haven't found a solid fund that actually does well with these. And most of the folks don't need this type of security. It's not a bad thing to do. I just haven't done it in a long time. I usually put people in a short-term or intermediate-term bond fund, and I do that corporate-wise and government-wise. And then I would say, we have to get the international in there as well. So as an advisor, I rarely place people in long-term bonds, which is
okay.
So I'm not so sure they really even have to be here to get a well-diversified portfolio. So if someone sells long-term bonds, please don't call me.
Well, no, I mean, I think you explained that quite well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of the way you do that. And you put those together and you get, can I do that? Can I put those together? I don't know if I can. Can I do that? Do you know?
I don't know. I think you may have lost that other one.
Oh, well, it
Can
was
you do it?
there. I just don't know if I can copy it.
Oh,
I'm just going to do it real quick like this.
okay. All right.
And so I got a little, little happy with the drawing thing. I was talking.
Look at you. You're becoming an export. An
Yeah.
export.
If you think it was tough for me to get in the door before we had this conversation, oh, oh man.
I see the whiteboard in many of your clients' future.
If I could only use some chalk, I love that blackboard. I'll do some stuff on that blackboard now. So,
Oh, bye.
all right, that makes sense, right? Value,
Yeah.
blend, growth, large,
Yeah.
medium, and small. Okay, so that's our whole deal. We've got 16 to choose from, plus, in most cases, a target date fund. And that's a well-diversified portfolio. You fill all of those boxes and you're pretty good to go. So even if you decided to put index funds here and then decided you wanted to put international funds here and here, you could do that's a great way to go. Or if you decided to put international funds here and then use value international funds here and then put blend American funds here, that's a good way to go. So you've got a lot of leeway there, or you can patchwork it if you want.
Okay.
And I think that's the beautiful thing and the tough thing about designing a portfolio, because which one is right? Well, we know that over 90% of the growth in your portfolio comes between your mixes here. That is the amount of stocks versus bonds you have in your portfolio.
Okay.
Right. So the individual squares are really tough to nail down. And some people say these are better and these are better and these are better, but we spend a lot of time suggesting which ones are better. For the ordinary investor, I like doing this right here. I like
this. I think this is pretty
well-diversified.
clear. I'm an ordinary investor,
Okay.
individual.
Yeah. The thing that I would, whoa, whoops, that was me interrupting you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I like this because it kind of visually, it gives you a nice visual.
Yeah, I've probably said it a couple of times, haven't I? So I like this because in times like now, where the market is tanking and yay, gas prices are coming down, and there's a lot of, even with the unemployment numbers being still pretty good, there's still a lot of concern out there as to what we should do because the market is very erratic. This is what saves you right here. These guys and these guys. Now, I could start off and say, hey, these are the ones that are going to, make you, these are the ones that are going to give you stability, right? And then I could say, this is where the growth happens. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. And I'll tell you why. I think that the reason you buy a well-diversified portfolio is so that when stuff happens to the market, when it goes up or when it goes down, you're covered. You've got large companies, medium-sized companies, small companies, you've got value companies, you've got growth companies, you're covering the whole market. So many of my colleagues say it's a lot easier to manage your retirement plan portfolio if you manage markets rather than individual stocks. So rarely will you hear me say, invest in XYZ company. I may say, you seem like you're a little low in large caps or a little high in small caps or a little whatever in mid caps. Or you may hear me say, maybe a mid cap would be better for you so you can get a maybe a little bit large and a little bit of small, whatever that conversation is.
Uh-huh.
But I tend to use markets rather than individual stocks. Well, the intermediate term bond market is doing X. So if you want to participate in that, that's what's going on in your portfolio.
Okay.
The other reason I like this is that once you set this up outside of changing it because something in your life changes, this is a pretty good mix until you take the questionnaire again. The questionnaire is designed on this. If you take the questionnaire, you're supposed to be 80% stocks. Whoa, 80% stocks, 20% bonds. Now I, as a financial advisor, I know how to guide you.
Okay.
Now we're talking the same language. You need to
So
have
now,
80% of your assets in stocks.
what did the B stand for again?
The B is for a blend. So
A
that's going to be
blend.
a portfolio that has value and growth.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah. Very popular thing here. Very popular.
Okay. All righty. Okay. I'll have to go back and look at my little portfolio. I don't think it looks like this.
Yeah. So this is for those people that don't want to worry.
Yes. Okay.
Right? They set it up. They go, I'm covered. You got it all. You got all the boxes covered. I got all the boxes covered. The market tank. Don't worry about it. I got all the boxes covered. I'm good. There's nothing. I don't need to make any changes.
Right.
This particular company goes out of business. I'm fine. I'm in a fund that has between 50 and 150 stocks in it. Each one of those does. If one goes out of business, that's okay. We got 100 some other ones, right? So this is the true take advantage of whatever's going on in the marketplace, the true well-diversified covered mix right here. Plus some international. Let's put that international down there.
Okay.
International. The big I. That's an I, just in case you were wondering.
The big I.
That's a big I.
Okay.
So that's it.
I like it. So go up there to where it says untitled whiteboard, because we might use this again, and put a title to it. And then you can save it.
There you go. Although I may have to retype some of it. That's a little bit messy.
No, it's clear though.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank
it's clear.
Very kind.
It tells me what I need to know.
Good deal. Okay.
And then click the check, and it'll check it off. It'll save it.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
You're not going to count off for my spelling?
No, we're not going to cut off for your spelling. The information was valuable.
Woo! Okay. Let's see here. We'll clean up just a little bit there. Okay. So there we go. There's our deal. And if you take this with you, or even if you don't come to talk to me, if you take this and you've got things and you're looking at what that guy says and you say, okay, put it in this box. I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, he's going to say, okay, boomity boom, boom. And then you can see, oh, I am as well covered as I want to be, or I'm not, but at least you have a place to start.
Right, exactly. No, I think that's excellent.
There we go.
Look at you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to try and turn my phone's going crazy here. I thought I turned it off. Okay, so what else should we talk about?
Let's see. What you said earlier about the market being so volatile, right? I mean, the whole world is just completely chaotic right now. Yep. We got all kinds of stuff going on. You got our buddy Elon Musk doing whatever he's doing. You got Google split the other day. You got, all kinds of things is happening out there.
Oh yeah.
Monkeypox.
Yeah. A friend of mine just called me today. She's sick. Got the COVID.
Oh, got the COVID. Well, at least you don't have the monkeypox.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was a monkeypox. But I said to her, "How do you think you got it?" She says, "Have you seen my Facebook? I'm everywhere." I go, "Well, then there you go. Right there you go." Yeah.
Yeah, so and it's great that the gas prices are going down, because I
Oh,
think when you think about the gas price, well, you think about the capitalistic world that we live in, a lot of times there's not a lot of rhyme and reason behind why something goes skyrocketing, right?
you don't think
Um,
so?
I don't think so. I don't think the gas, but first of all, the excuse, well, the what I heard was, well, in first that the gas was a result of the Ukraine and Russian war, but we don't get money, we don't get gas from either one of those places. I
Right,
mean, right, critically thinking, right? What
right,
does that have
right.
to do with us?
Hello, right?
Right. So those are the kind of things that, remember. I don't know if you remember, years ago, it was Arsenio Hall, things that make you go,
Hmm.
hmm. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think even with the airlines being as crazy as it is, I think it comes, and a lot of times this stuff is coming from greed and mismanagement.
Well, I would be inclined to agree with you. And I would suggest something my mother told me a long time ago, which is it doesn't matter what the deal is, somebody is making money on that
Right.
deal. And I
Right.
think someone is making money off of the backs of us paying large amounts for gas. Because it would be interesting if we looked across the country and we saw all kinds of businesses not making money.
Right.
It
It,
would
it
have
shouldn't. It couldn't possibly be, because when you look at when you look at like a recession, or when you look in 2007 and 8, there was a lot of industries that were affected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just one, but how
Right.
can one entity be affected and the rest of the country is not affected?
Right.
Yeah. So there's,
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's what
mathematically.
mom didn't even go to college. Mom was just a
Right.
smart lady.
She's a smart lady. So mathematically, it just doesn't make any sense. That
There
means
you go.
so, but I do know that the way capitalism works is to make you fear that there's a limit happening, or the potential of a limit that's going to happen. And then at that point, prices can go up.
I think you're so, so spot on. And the word that you used that I really like in that suggestion was fear.
Hmm.
Once you get a hold of that fear, then you, number one, you don't react rationally. That's what I want to see. You don't react rationally. And if you
Hmm.
remember back in the day, I want to say, what was the first Fed chairman that I remember? Um, he coined the term irrational exuberance. I think that was right before the dot-com bubble burst back in 2001. Uh, I think that was him. And I think
Mm.
that's what happens. And I think that's exactly what you're suggesting is we have exuberance, these people that think things are going to go up. They're starting to go up now. They're going to go up forever. Or they're
Hmm.
starting to go down now. So they're going to keep going down forever. Or they don't have toilet paper in the size that I want now. So they're never going to have it. So I need to buy tons more. Or
Hmm.
they, gas prices went up a little bit. So I got to get all that I can
Hmm.
in case it goes up more. So I think you're right. I think fear is the issue that we have. Fear suggests a limit, it suggests scarcity, and
Hmm.
we don't really handle that in this country very well. I will say this: I don't have kids to feed.
Right. But the irrational part, because let's go back 3 years ago when the pandemic, right? So when everything shut down in March, the third week of, I think it was like March 19th or whatever that was, right? All of a sudden you couldn't. We're going to use your toilet paper analogy. What the heck did toilet paper have to do with COVID?
Well, depending on how, should I play devil's advocate or just agree with you?
Well, I mean, come on. Yeah, you had a runny nose.
Right?
No,
But the deal is that during that same time, I think this is the fundamental issue that so many of us run into when we talk about equities and fixed income instruments.
mm-hmm.
We think about short-term solutions and we
Right.
think that things ought to be simple. But as you were just pointing out, the world's extremely complex, right? So,
Yeah.
gas prices go up not because we use gas. We
But
don't have a
because,
relationship with the USSR and what have you. But
right.
the rest of the world does, and the rest
Eh,
of the world affects us, right? We don't have our oceans just aren't as big as they used to be. And
Right.
when we
There's
take a look at,
everything,
right? Exactly,
nobody
exactly.
connected.
That's
Right.
a great
Exactly.
way to put
That
that.
part's true.
Yeah. And so I think that's what happened to us with the toilet paper. We just had to have a few people say, I can't find any toilet paper. And then that spread and they bought it all and they bought it all until finally there's no toilet paper. And now it wasn't because they didn't have enough. It was because we bought it all up
Mm-hmm. Out of panic.
out of panic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of what throws off everything. I mean, even when we look at the stock market, somebody says one thing that happens to have a voice
Mhm.
and everything starts to panic, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily saying that there was research done. It was just someone said something and all of a sudden everything changes.
Right. Right. You know, I will say this though, that the market is, in my opinion, when I say the market, I mean this market that is traded on um, the stock exchange in New York
Hmm.
and the bond desk. That market
Hmm.
is the ultimate in capitalism. This is the place to see how the market works because stocks do not go up unless somebody buys, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
they don't go down unless someone sells. So if the market goes up by huge amounts, that's a lot of people thinking, I need to jump on, jump on, jump on, jump on. If the
Right.
market goes down dramatically quickly, that's a lot of people thinking, I got to get out, I got to get out, I got to get out. And there's a lot of people on the other side of that say, he's getting out, I'm getting in. He's getting out, I'm getting in. He's getting out, I'm
Right.
getting in. They're all getting out,
Right.
I'm getting in. Because you don't lose money in the market until you sell, and you don't make money in the market until you sell, right? So the prices that is fluctuates all up and down, fine. You're in your retirement plan. You're not going to sell till 15 years from now. Why are you worried about this? This
Right.
is fungible, right? So, like you with yourself, if you got that retirement money, I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying you want to manage your personal money this way, but I am saying if you have the wherewithal to have a retirement nest egg, this is a great way to handle that.
Mm.
Outside of your retirement nest egg, like for your next house or your car or the vacation or that the money for your niece's graduation or what, that's that. Okay, fine. But for the nest egg for retirement, this is a great way to handle it. And then once
Mm.
we do this and you get comfortable doing this, then we can say, okay, how about if we use these principles to set up that savings account for your kids' education, which is 18 years away, or the,
Right.
whatever investment it is, The beauty of target date funds, if we can just get on that a little bit, is that they do this without you having to do it.
Right.
They do large, medium, small, short term, intermediate, long term, value, blend, growth, stocks versus equity. They do all of that for you. And all you have to do is put enough money in to meet your retirement goal. I will say this though, if you're going to use a target date fund, make sure you talk to your financial advisors 5 years out before you retire. Make sure you do that.
Okay. Okay. I love this. I think this really gives me some insight when I'm like my individual Portfolio.
Yay!
Yeah, because you tend to focus on one space, right? And you're like, what about them? I don't know about them other things over there.
Okay, cool. Well, stay tuned next week, kind of like the B movie here, where we get to talk about the 4 Ps, and you'll just love that.
Okay, well, I am looking forward. And now we got the whiteboard, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to turn into someone evil. I can feel it. I can feel it now.
And you just about mastering the whiteboard. I said, I see the whiteboard in the future of your clients in their very near future when it's time to rebalance.
Hello. Oh, yeah, now. Also, they put an eraser on the whiteboard. So, that's dangerous. I mean, we don't even have to say, well, it's in there. I can't. That's dangerous now. Now we
Right.
can wipe it away and start over again. So, here we go. Well, Crystal, let me read your bio.
Okay.
And one more time. And of course, I appreciate you helping me out with this. Okay, everyone, may I introduce to you my friend and colleague, Crystal Mitchell. She's a business coach and consultant. She's the CEO of Mitchell Business Solutions. She's the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, co-host of the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert, that other online radio show. She's an instructor at Mount San Antonio Community College, a certified network for teaching entrepreneurship instructor, and a QuickBooks Pro Advisor financial strategist. Crystal Mitchell, thank you for joining me on this show.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's been a pleasure, and I learned quite a bit today. And so I'm looking forward to the 4 Ps next week. Now, I use the 4 Ps in my marketing with my business planning and for my clients. So it's going to be interesting. 4 Ps in the. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. And we're pleased that we're going to have you as a judge or a coach on with the Biz Kids. So the business entrepreneur program I'm doing, which is
I am super jazzed about that. You tell me about these amazing kids that you have, and I just want to be in the same space as them for a little while. So thank you for letting me take part. And
you're gonna love them. We got an amazing group of kids. I had them. They had a sales day on Friday, but I extended it to a number of kids to come out to the park where I play tennis and set up their little tables. And oh my God, there were lemon bars, and there were cakes in containers, and there was almond cake. Folks was just having a great time. T-shirts. And totes and jewelry and all that stuff. So it was
cool.
Fun. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you are doing an amazing job over there, teaching our young people that it's okay to dream big, and this is how you go after it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. One of the kids said something to me the other day. What did he say? We were talking about something, and he goes, "Yes, my stock portfolio." He's 10. Okay. So you'll love that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Already working on his retirement at 10.
Nice. Well, you know what they say, you're going to be older for longer than you're young.
This is true. You
might as well get ready for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, cool. So I'm looking forward to you being part of Biz Camp. I love the share, the love for the children.
Nice. I'm super stoked. Thanks for the invitation.
You are welcome.
All righty. So I will see you next week on Conversations on the Patio.
All righty. Sounds fantastic.
Great rest of the week, and take us home.
All righty. So guys, being able to really decipher the world of stocks and bonds and government bonds and all these things, this makes that process very simple. So you at least have an idea before you sit down with the retirement planning guru, and you guys can have some great conversation back and forth, as opposed to sitting going, what is he talking about? So come back next week so you can get the 4 P's and you can increase your knowledge.
All righty, ma'am. Thank you very much. I will see you next week.
All righty. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay. Oh, wait, we're still
Whoa.
live.
There we go.